Hello YouTube, Stillborn86 here with a what should be a quick video about my XDs here. I have a bunch of stuff here, excuse the mess. I apologize for that. The point of this video is to demonstrate an issue I've been having with my XDs since day one. I'm also going to go over Springfield's statement they've given me multiple times, which I have found highly unacceptable and just absolutely unacceptable. And what I believe is causing the issue, which is just simply their fault. So without further ado, let's go ahead and start this. First of all, let me show you that the weapon is clear, chamber is empty, there is no magazine, and I have a magazine here that is empty. I also have an A-zoom snap cap here. Not the best snap cap, but it gets the job done. I do want to note how silver the edge of this snap cap is. If I can get this camera to zoom for me. Maybe it won't, I don't know. The edge has lost its color. It's been rubbed off, and I'll show you why that is. That does have a lot to do with this. So first off, I'm going to go ahead and load this one magazine here. Load the empty handgun. There is a snap cap. Don't pay any attention to the chamber indicator that I've altered. We'll go over that here in a moment. I'm going to go ahead and chamber that round. Now, the gun has a snap cap chamber. That's all that's in there. Now, when you do a press check, which should be what you do every single time you pick up the weapon, all you do is you grab the front, keep your fingers away from the muzzle, okay? Pull back just a little bit, look at the round inside, you can physically see the round just to make sure, you're good to go, right? Wrong. The gun is not in battery. The gun is a good eighth of an inch, almost quarter of an inch back away from battery. It doesn't go back into battery. Pull it back, let it go. Sorry, I hit the camera. Try to give it a little momentum here so it'll go all the way into battery, and it just refuses to do that. There we go. We got into battery that time. Not that time. It doesn't like to go into battery. Another issue that some people have brought up, let me go ahead and you actually literally have to put force on it to push it forward. Some people have talked about it being in their holster. They're in the waistband holster. When they sit down, it may hit the seat and push down just a hair, which will, again, knock it out of battery and leave the gun inoperable. If you, out of battery like this, as you can see right here, it's out of battery. If you try to pull the trigger, you get nothing, and you are dead. Oh. And the gun is inoperable. Look at that. So, this is Springfield's flagship Pocket 45, their Slimline 45. This is the best they got, which is very disappointing to me. Now, let's go ahead and look at what is causing the issue. Okay, there's a snap cap. Gun is, again, as you can see, empty. Go ahead and do a tear down really quickly. Safe direction, pull trigger. Don't need the frame. Don't need this. Humming. Now, we'll go ahead and pull out my Surefire here because you're going to need to see this. From what I can tell, the problem is in the slide. Okay, some people have said it's the chamber indicator. It's not. Again, I've altered my chamber indicator. It doesn't even come into contact with the bullet anymore, and you can see I still have the problem. What the issue is, if I can get this to zoom, to focus, is right in here. It's not going to zoom for me, is it? There we go, getting a little bit better. That little divot right there. Let me get something else here. Gonna have to be a little resourceful here. Okay. As you can see, right here in front of being in battery, that zooms a little bit better. There's a little divot right here. You can see it and see the reflection right here up against this wall. And it's shaped perfectly for your bullet. And what I've noticed is if I put the bullet into the chamber, let's go ahead and put that down. I only have two hands, and I apologize. I'm kicking the tripod now. If I go ahead and put the bullet into the chamber behind the extractor, it holds that bullet in place right there at that little groove, which again is why I said it's important that the lip of this snap cap is so worn, because every time you take the chamber out of battery, put it in battery, that chamber, let me grab this here, that chamber doesn't sit there. It goes up and down and up and down. That's the beauty of a lock breech design. As it goes up and down, the bullet falls in that groove, out of that groove, and back where it's supposed to be, you know, flush with the breech face. And then back down into the groove. Oh, skipped it right there. Down into the groove, hear it snap into the groove, out of the groove. Down into the groove, it's a little, it just pops right into place, right into that little groove right down there. And I believe that's what's holding the bullet in, and therefore the chamber, out of battery, that little groove. To me, I believe that the groove is there to pull the bullet down just enough so your ejector here, okay, hits the bullet. There's a very little tiny space for the bullet to move, and it has to come down below this ejector. Again, I've only got two hands here, and I apologize. The ejector here, for the ejector to hit the bullet and knock it out of the chamber. Okay, so it's got to at least come down to the ejector here, and I think that's why they did that. Not a very good workaround for me. Doesn't do well for me. I don't appreciate that. Again, let's see if we can get a good image of that little groove in there. You can kind of see it right there. It's just a little round groove, purposefully cut into the side of, I guess, the chamber wall, where the chamber doesn't hit the breech face. So, trying to angle it so you can see the glare where the rounded groove is. Like I said, I called Springfield, asked them if there was a fix. I had seen this issue many times on the forums. People have complained about this since day one. And it's not been a huge complaint, but it has been a complaint. It has been an issue, and I thought, you know, I can just get by. One of these days, Springfield will fix the issue, and they'll send out a new part, or they'll send a fix, or they'll do a recall, something. And I came across my XDS, had to get it, so on and so forth. Like I said, a couple weeks ago, a short time ago, I called Springfield and asked them if there was a fix. The first couple people had no idea what I was talking about. I got shuffled around the phone tree for a little while. I finally talked to an expert technician, and I was told, just don't do a press check. And I said, that's not an acceptable answer. I want to know exactly what condition my weapon is every time I pick it up. I want to know if there's a round in there or not. Well, and I was told, well, there's a chamber indicator there, so that should tell you. Now, any halfway decent gun owner is going to tell you, never rely on a mechanical device to tell you if your gun is safe or not. You look and make visual confirmation if there's brass in there, and if there is, you're not safe. If there isn't, be careful. Okay? Never rely on this. That's why I did my little alteration. I went and ordered a brand new chamber indicator. I filed it down. So, like you saw, it sits flush right here with the breech face, and the bullet doesn't pick it up. And I'm going to go ahead and load an actual bullet here just so you can see. Let me, excuse me here. It's going to... I didn't plan on doing this. You can see the silver brass on the real bullet. When I drop that, if you look really closely, you can see the bullet inside the hole, and you can make visual confirmation that there is brass in the chamber. That was the idea that I had for doing this. Now I don't have to rely on a machine. I can tell you if there is or if there isn't a round in my weapon just by looking at it. I don't have to do a press check. And the big reason I did that, again, was because destroying my rounds. As I said, this lip is pretty silver from being rubbed in and out of that groove. My bullets from being press checked. Again, I don't know if I can get this to zoom and focus or not. But this brass is pretty chewed up around the lip from where it's been in and out of that groove the whole time. Just, you know, these are pretty expensive rounds, especially in the ammo crisis. And you know, I don't want to destroy my rounds. So I'm not going to do press checks all the time. I'm not going to mess up my gun. The issue does remain about being in a holster and having it locked back. There's no round in here. Let's do a press check. Yep. No round, so it's not gonna lock back. It's gonna go right back into battery every single time. It's not a magazine problem. Magazine's empty. Let's go ahead and press check. Goes right into battery. Even if I slowly bring it in, it goes right into battery. Let's go ahead and slowly slide it forward. As you can see, it does it every time. Chamber is empty. But when I put a bullet in there, put a snap cap or a bullet or anything that can slide in that little groove, out of battery. Put it in battery, out of battery. The exact same motion I made a second ago. My finger's not on the slide. Let's go ahead and it doesn't want to go back in the battery. So I firmly believe that little groove is doing that. I believe that that's why the groove is there. I don't agree with having the groove. I don't see it as necessary. And like I said, Springfield's answer just was not acceptable. Their answer was not even close to acceptable. Just don't do a press check. No, I can't do that. Another comment that the same person made in the same phone call, the same technician, was all guns do that. Every gun gets locked up like that. And I'm here to tell you it doesn't. Here's my Glock 23. It is loaded. Let's do a press check to see if there's a round in the chamber. And as you can see, there is. And battery, 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 battery. Even walking it into battery. Battery, 100% of the time, without problems. I can do this with every single one of my guns. My Shield, my LC9, my other Glocks, whatever you want. The only gun that I've ever had a problem with that does this is this guy. This one gun. And Springfield just says, just don't be safe. And I find that highly unacceptable. So I don't know if I'm gonna sell it, wait for the XDS2, maybe they'll make it better, maybe they'll do a recall, make it better. I don't like the fact that my gun does not work 100% of the time. It's my carry gun, so I want it to work 100% of the time without fail. And it doesn't. It just doesn't. So that's really all I have. Again, snap cap. Let's be safe here. Let's do a press check. Nothing in the chamber. Snap cap right there. Let's go ahead and try one more time. Just for shit's sake. Take the finger off the slide so there's no obstruction. We're good to go, right? Out of battery. Out of battery. Out of battery. In battery. Out of battery. Out of battery. And it just happens all the time. Put it down. out of battery. And I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. It's highly unacceptable. If anybody else has that problem, let me know. If anybody's found a fix, please let me know. I would love to find a fix. To be completely honest, I don't care what the fix is. I'll grind away that little groove if I have to. As long as I can get this to go back into battery 100% of the time, I'll be fine with that. But, that's all I have. Thank you for watching. Feel free to comment. I'll try to answer any questions I can. And, again, this is Stillborn86, signing out.